Hello, everybody. Oh my gosh, what a crazy day. So I decided that I was going to go get my nails done, and they turned out so cute, but it took forever. The nail salon was so busy, and I sat in the chair after the pedicure for a long time. And then I finally was like, is there a room for me to get my nails done? Well, it turns out that they thought I was with the lady next to me. So they were like waiting for her nails to be done. So anyway, I just got home 2 minutes late, ran in here. I did not get to eat lunch, and I just hit the button to raise my, window blinds, and the battery's dead. So this is the lighting. I am home. I am safe. Everything is good. I had still had my ghost nails, but I got Christmas tree. Look how cute this is. I don't know really how well it'll focus, but they're so cute. But anyway, I just barely made it home. I'm wearing a Christmassy shirt. I've got and my earring fell out while I was getting my nails done. So it's in my purse somewhere. We Deep breaths. We are all good. I loved the nails. I loved the ghost nails also, but we're moving on to Christmas trees. Joshy, Corinne, Jess, we are moving in. I grabbed a drink because I am not hydrated, and I'm so freaking hungry. So I'm gonna die. It was supposed to have another design on this one, but I was like, I have to go. Can you just finish them out? She's like, yes. Are you one of those straight to Christmas from Halloween people? Yeah, I would say so because I'm kind of like so Thanksgiving used to be a big deal in my family because my mom is one of 6 children, and each of those one of her brother died, when he was 18, but all 5 other siblings each have 3 to 7 children of their own. And so big family, and then all of those people all had grandkids and stuff. So, oh my gosh, my hair. I have had my headphones on for 3 hours, and this is just what the hair is gonna look like. But anyway, we would always go to my Aunt Barbara's house for Thanksgiving, and it was a lot of people, like 80 people at her house, and the food was always delicious, but it was always a time of emotional abuse. Uh, just yeah, very big family, but always just like, um I don't even know. I can't even give examples. Just like the first year I had my son Andrew, someone literally yelled at me because I nursed him too long in the, like, guest bedroom. Like, I don't know. It just always like people started drinking. There would be too much drinking. As the day would progress, it would just be more and more making fun of or abuse or like it just who knows. And I just always would go excited to see my family, and I would always leave in tears. And I just I think for me that is what Thanksgiving always kind of represented, was obligation, family, drama, being told that I wasn't good enough or being criticized in some way. "Oh, this year you don't where's your boyfriend? How come you're not dating? Why aren't you married?" Like, just always that kind of stuff. And some of that is just normal family stuff, but like, we won't go into the more abusive things. But it's just like yeah, the over drinking just became uh and it was never like my sister or my dad. It was just all or my mom, but it was always the superfluous family. And so it just always became something where I finally was like, I'm just not going to go anymore. So then if you didn't go, you were yelled at and disappointing everyone. And so I think for me, I just sort of skip over Thanksgiving, and because now we have no one to spend it with. So we just it's just us. It's just the 4 of us, and it always feels kind of like, let's just jump into it. We're 4 minutes into coffee chat, and we're just already let me tell you my life stories. No, I feel like I have some lingering guilt over not giving my kids a big family experience, which I know sounds so weird because it's like I just was talking about how it's an abusive experience. But it was just that like it was always a big family to do, right? And now it isn't that. And it always feels somewhat empty because of it. It feels peaceful, it feels more healthy, but it also feels more just like empty, I guess. And so I still will make a Thanksgiving meal, but the kids don't like turkey and stuff like that. So I think this year we're going to just do something different than what like my family used to do. So I don't know. Thanksgiving is always like, let's just have a fun day of rest and gaming and hanging out as, whatever. And I will make homemade bread and we'll make pies and it'll just be like a Christmas cookie kind of day. And a lot of times we do, um, like we've had friends who have come over or there are things to do, but here we haven't made friends to like, we've made friends, but we haven't made people that don't have big families. And there have been friends that are like, come over, we make this big thing and we have this big family stuff. But I feel like I'm over here like, nope, I think I'll skip the big family events. So, what we're going to do instead is go ahead and decorate for Christmas this year. I mean, this weekend. And I've already got my Christmas nails. I got my Christmas outfit and I'm ready to go. I'm excited. I also bought some Christmas um, shoes yesterday and some little Christmas PJs for Evie, and it just makes me happy. So, of Thanksgiving traditions, board games like D&D with my cousins. We'd make turkey and mashed potatoes, play games all day. That sounds super, super fun. Friendsgiving sounds really fun to me. We've been given a heads up that we're having Asian chicken rice, super traditional. Oh, go anti-turkey, cruelty-free. I mean, I'm not anti-meat personally, but maybe we'll do brisket this year. I just am not like no, but none of my kids are fans of turkey. My sister and I turned Thanksgiving into a holiday with just the two of us years ago and has been wonderful. We spend all day in our PJs, watch Christmas movies, and have a feast. I love that. Yeah, I think part of the issue um with Thanksgiving is that I've been trying to kind of make it like it was when I was growing up, like the things that like borrowing the things that I liked about it. Um, and maybe you're right. Maybe we just need to reimagine what that day looks like. Board games, puzzles, movies. It's usually nice weather here, different food, like things that people actually enjoy. Yeah, exactly. We went to family, not family, but oh my gosh. We went to the school yesterday for their Thanksgiving feast with the kids where the parents like the whole room is decorated and we got to go in and hang out and they had brisket. It was like, "Do you want turkey, ham, or brisket?" And I was like, give me the brisket, please. It's like my favorite thing." I apologize for anybody here who is vegan or is like anti-meat. Um, so we can talk about something different. I just messaged my crew. How do you feel about brisket for Thanksgiving? Yeah, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I don't think that my kids have ever seen that before. So maybe we just kind of change. Yeah, like we just do what we want to do and just make it fun. Like we usually dress up and we'll have like George and I'll have some kind of fun Christmassy cocktail or something like that. But maybe this year we just stay in our PJs and do video games all day. Maybe we just play Xbox all day. I don't know. I was thinking I usually do a vlog of some kind for the Rough Draft Diaries, NaNoWriMo Diaries, but it's almost always the least watched one if you look at the numbers. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe this year I just don't record a vlog and we just have a super fun, chill day. Wrap presents, just do anything. Yeah, our own traditions. We definitely do that for Christmas. Like every year we go to the Gaylord Texan and we have a couple of days there, which is so fun. It's like snow tubing, ice skating, making just, all kinds of things in terms of like uh the activities that are there, like doing paintings and making snowmen and going into the ice thing. Like that's always really fun. Yeah, Martina, I'm not apologizing for eating meat. I'm apologizing for talking about it where people said that they don't eat meat. So yeah, I just feel like you can make your own traditions, but also there is something really beautiful about having those long-term family traditions. And I think that there is a sadness sometimes when you let go of them and you do something different than what you knew as a kid, even if it wasn't always the happiest thing. You know, brisket is cow, is not sausage. Thank you, Christy. Member for 3 months. Can't believe I've been a member for 3 months. I'm so glad. It's just Bob and me, but I still make all our favorite holiday foods because we enjoy them. Yeah, so there are certain things that I love. Like I love making the stuffing and I love making homemade breads and stuff like that. So we're probably just still gonna do that. But I always love also making the pies and the desserts. And so I'm just like very excited for all of the food. And that I think is nothing to apologize for. So yeah, so Christmas, I think we're gonna go ahead and decorate for Christmas, but I always kind of have been one of those people, I think, that as soon as Halloween is over, I'm thinking about not Christmas, but NaNoWriMo. It's like for the past 15 to 20 years, it's always like November is writing season, right? And so now that Nano is gone, I'm so grateful that we've got other competition, not competitions, but like November things popping up that we can do. And I think the Rough Draft Challenge has been so much fun and so helpful for me to have that sort of variable goal. Candace, 1 year being in the BCS, it's been so inspiring. It has sparked so much joy. Thank you, Candace, celebrating you as well. Yeah, I think that it's always like writing season, and then usually December 1st is like decorate. But this year I'm decorating early and I think it'll be fun. We're actually gonna clean the house. Then we're gonna pull out all of the decorations this weekend and kind of slowly. We probably won't do like everything all at once, but we'll just slowly kind of pull things together. But anyway, thank you for waiting an additional couple of minutes. If you were just popping in, I was late today. That is why, like, usually I would do something a little bit more with my hair. I don't know. It's been in headphones. My light is gone, so I am not as radiant as I normally would be. We're just is it Mercury retrograde too? Because my battery or just the mechanism has died. My microwave died yesterday. I had problems with my microphone. It's like, "Oh my gosh." Yes, okay. Jen and Katya knew. Yeah, amazing. It's real. Some stuff is happening. Some of my tech is not working out the way that I wanted. Bad hair day, Mercury retrograde. Um, yeah, I just goodness gracious. But anyway, we are here. Solar flares too. I did hear that there were solar flares. So Mercury energy, solar flares. My stomach is literally growling. It's gonna be fine. I'm glad we have 15 minutes between this and the BCS live stream though, because I will definitely be bringing food to that live stream. So today is just literally chatty time. I have literally nothing planned other than if you have a question, then feel free to put it into the chat. We can talk about whatever you want. And we'll hang out. I know I will, Denise. I will go get some food, I swear. I couldn't see the northern lights because of cloudy skies. Oh no. We've been seeing them here in Ohio. You know, there were some people that said, "Oh, you can see them from like much further down than you did before," but I've still never seen them. 3,700 plus words for the day. Coffee chat is my midday reward on my writing retreat. Go, Sarah. Sarah posted a photo of bringing her copy of Disappearance of Vanessa Shaw into the hot tub during her retreat. And I'm just like, yes, I love it. I love it. Hopefully you didn't drop the book, but I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're enjoying it. Yeah, Janine, I will answer questions as they come up for me. We saw it in Mississippi. Yeah, that is so like low, like far south, right? I've missed them here every time they've been appearing. Yeah, people have said like, "Oh, I saw them through my phone, but not through just like my eyes." But no, you don't have to copy it. I've got it pulled up. I just don't like being told what to do. It's just a chatty day. You don't have to tell me how to run it. It's funny. I live in Alaska, and the aurora's been great this week. Didn't even think of the solar flares though. Would the solar flares be affecting the auroras like that? Question re A Mirror of Shadows. I know you won't be reading the spice on camera during the read through, but will there be spice in the written books? There will not be spice in this first book because we're still in slow burn. But as far as spice later in the series, yes, I believe that there will be. And again, yes, I will not be reading it on camera. I will just be adding it to the book afterward. Dyron Hunter says, I'm at 3,900 today, but yesterday was my first 0 word day. I'll be cooking dinner after the live and then getting back to it. Yesterday was also my first 0 word day. So maybe there was just something in the atmosphere. If you guys didn't see it, I posted a just chatty video on heart breathings today about tips for how to run a writing retreat for yourself at home. And I'm just trying to look at my schedule and say, when can I fit in one for myself? Because for me, I want to be able to do an at-home writing retreat when I have expansive periods of time, not when it's like, oh, I have to go and have this meeting, or I've got to show up for a baseball game, or I've got to do something else. So it's like, where am I going to find the time? And I'm just not sure yet. So I will let you guys know. Whoa, Northern Lights in Florida. That's wild. How do you add intrigue into your stories without being this happened and then this happened and then this happened and oh wait, I need to take a break? Oh my gosh, that is a good question. How do you add intrigue? I'm trying to think like what the process is for that sort of tension and intrigue. I think I think a big part of it for me, Kat, is that when I'm thinking through it, it's just like I almost become that character. I'm thinking like them. So I'm trying to feel and see everything they're seeing as it's happening. So it doesn't feel like writer me is taking you through the scene. I try to become Bex, and I'm like, how would it be if I was literally standing here and this beast appeared or whatever? Like, how would I react? And of course, you can't. Sometimes I noticed in my writing that sometimes I would be a little too descriptive of every tiny little detail. Like, and then I turned the key and then I opened the door, and you don't really need that because it can slow the pacing down. But sometimes that does come into my rough draft where I will just like close my eyes and imagine that I'm that character going through that thing. And I will usually have pre-planned what's happening in the scene. And then there will also be things that surprise me in terms of how they're happening. And I will just be like, I will take that character through the scene. And then when I come back and I redo it in edits, I will take some of those details out to try to make sure the pacing feels good. But I don't feel like that's a great answer. Um, so I'll think more about that. Didn't I see we have multiple retrogrades right now? I don't know. I do not know. First time we saw them, they looked white in the sky until I took a picture, and that made all the colors colors appear. If someone were, say, planning to do a full read of the Shadow Demon Saga, what's the best place to buy them? If someone like you, I don't know. I mean, the ebooks are all available pretty much everywhere. So if you have a Kobo or you have a Kindle, go for it. If you are reading them in paperback, they're really only available internationally on Amazon. So that's really kind of the only place. I uh, intend to get them all up in multiple formats, but it's always just been something that I haven't had full amount of time to do in terms of all of that, in terms of how I um, am going through my sequence of events. I feel like I have this never ending to-do list. And for some reason, the like large print and getting them into Ingram Spark and all that has just been low on the totem pole, probably just partially because it's not a huge source of income. So I'm trying to like follow the things that will have the biggest impact for the most people. But I would say ebook, you can get them anywhere. If you are getting them in paperback, that's pretty much the only place you can get them is Amazon. I always miss them too. We live in the city. Yeah. TDOVS is safe and unharmed. Oh, I've had friends up here seeing them, but I keep sleeping through them. You didn't get them there, in Florida. It's been cold everywhere. Yeah, it's been cold, and then today it's 80 degrees. It's like, no wonder people get sick. I know they say that you don't get sick from temperature changes, but it just, like, can reduce your immune system. So, all right, let's pull up some of these questions. So Laura asked, you mentioned you're looking for more people to host writing sprints. I'm interested, but I don't have a YouTube channel. That said, hosting could be the kick I need to start posting videos. Anyway, my question is, are you only looking for hosts who have an existing YouTube presence, or can a newbie sign up? Total newbies, completely welcome. We have a lot of our live stream hosts right now have almost nothing, like they either created a channel to be able to do hosting, or they just started out hosting with someone. So if you're nervous about it, we can hook you up with like doing a co-host with me, or doing a co-host with Angela, or somebody else that does live streams a lot. So you could try it out before you start on your own, or like I could come onto your channel with you and we could have a good time like practicing. And then if you love it, you keep doing it. But it's a great way to start a channel and have an immediate 100 subscribers, because there's going to be people that join in on your sprints, and it's going to help you grow your channel. And of course, there's never any hard feelings if you're like, I thought I would like it, it's too much work, and then you have to not do it. Because if you don't have a lot of experience, it's always possible that you'll be like, I don't know if I'm going to like it, but you can definitely trial it. Angela put together some questions for me to put into a form. It's just a matter of like me putting out the form, but hopefully that's going to be coming out early next week. Chell says, which character do you think will surprise us the most? I'm loving the story. Oh my gosh. I think, is it spoilery if I tell you which character? I mean, I think you're gonna get a big surprise about one character, I think. Not a big surprise, but it'll be a personality shift in episode 12 coming on Monday. In terms of which character will surprise you the most, though, I think it's gonna be Slate. I think. Oh my gosh, my stomach's literally making noises. I think it's gonna be Slate. Also, like, I have been putting in little pieces of, like, breadcrumbs throughout, and it is leading you to believe one thing, but I think you'll be surprised when you realize it's something else about Bex herself. So, I think Slate will be the most surprising character when you find out the truth. Janine says, "What are your thoughts on third person present, both reading and writing?" I mean, I don't even can't even think of a single book I've read third person present tense. I'm trying to think. First person present, first person past, third person past. But like he walks into the room and he sees something happening. I don't think I've ever read or written. I definitely have never written for third person present. I would say it's a much more rare POV to use. Not as rare as second person, but I think it is really rare because most of the time when you see third person, it's going to be past tense. And so I think it would have to, you would, if you are going to write it, it would have to be in a genre that is acceptable of different types of POVs, and it would have to be for a specific reason, like the tone that you're trying to create. Otherwise, I think there's going to be a lot of readers that go, I don't like this. And a lot of readers will not know why they don't like it. Somebody in the comments tell us what a good third person present tense book is that you liked. I'm trying to think, like maybe I've read one before, but I definitely think it's kind of an oddball one. The sun creates the aurora. Okay. Solar flares thin the magnetosphere. Am I saying that right? And allow the lights to be seen further south. So maybe they will be seen here. Do I remember correctly? You're going to do a video on how to have a stay at home rain retreat. Yes, it went up today. It went up today. It's over on Heart Breathings today. in terms of the 8 tips of how to do it, and then I will actually be doing one and showing you, how it goes. Which character oh, we got that one. Yay! Thank you for reposting that. Most of my days have been zero-word days, sadly. Grading always hits hard in November. And that's the thing, Mary, is, like, sometimes of year for certain jobs or certain things that we're going through are just really hard to, uh, get that writing in November. So we will do it again. You can make literally any month a rough draft challenge if you want. So feel free to jump in January or another month that feels a little bit easier for you. I'm loving your daily post. Thank you so much. The solar flares cause the auroras. Different types of flare means different light colors. I obviously am very uneducated about this, so thank you guys. A lot of 0 days this week. It's okay. It's totally okay. Vanessa, 11 months. So good. I'm pacing myself on my writing, which is great. No need and see, I think that there's it's just the season that you're in, right? Sometimes you're gonna be in a season where you are like, okay, I'm gonna push myself. Let's go. That's kind of where I am. I think I probably need to be super careful because I mean, I know I need to be super careful because I spent so much of this year in burnout. And now that I feel like, oh my gosh, my spark is back. I'm so excited. I'm just like chomp, 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 like, like Pac-Man trying to eat all the little dots. It's like I'm trying to do all the things and catch up on all the time. And I'm not there yet. I need to pace myself when it comes to it. Did you do any gaming last night? I did not. I have a feeling the Conehead dude is coming much later in the series in terms of the defeating. I don't know, but I did not. I took a break because um, we had a baseball game last night. So we had full day of activities at the school. I launched a fundraiser this morning that I'm in charge of because room mom stuff. So it's been a lot of family stuff over the last 24 hours. And I was like, I can't do it. So instead, I have been doing a lot of future casting about what I'm gonna do next year. So that has been refilling the well kind of planning time for me, which I've very much been enjoying. Oh, Katya says there are 5 planets in retrograde right now: Mercury, Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune. Oh my gosh. Is this why we're going through so much stripping away? I feel like this year has been the year of just stripping away old ideas, stripping away things that you thought you could depend on, stripping away like just a desire to strip away the things that are no longer serving me, but not fully understanding yet how to do that. I don't know if I don't think I'm the only one going through that. How do you name your characters? I think I talked about this recently, but I wish that I had a really cool, interesting way that I name my characters, but I don't. I literally just have a like 10,000 baby name book or 1,000 baby names or whatever one of those books. I bought it at like a used bookstore once that has all these baby names. And sometimes I'll just be like, we need a B name, or we've already had a K, 2 K names. Let's do a C name. And I'll just flip through them. Or just sometimes a name will come to me and I'll be like, oh, that's cool. Or I will meet someone and their name will be something really neat. I think I've talked about this that I had at the Oktoberfest for our church. We had a lady standing next to us that was running the next game, and her name was Tresley. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to use your name in a novel because that is a very cool name. But I feel like I don't have a great naming convention. That's a terrible, terrible update, but that's the truth. Hi, Bren. Will you be doing an updated outlining video in the future? I am. I'm going to do an updated plot your novel series. And I think I've been talking about it for a full year and a half, but it's like I think I've got pressure on myself. I'm overthinking it, of thinking, oh, I got to make it so much better than the last one. But I have learned so much about writing, like just writing Disappearance of Vanessa Shaw taught me so much about outlining. There will be an entire series update with an update on the workbook as well. So that will be coming in 2026, hopefully early. You're amazing at writing action scenes. I struggle with that myself. I think sometimes it's about layering it because a lot of times also it's about giving myself the time to think through it, because I will sometimes, like, what do you call it in theater? Like, block it. They'll say, let's block the scene. I will do that on the whiteboard. I'll be like, Harper's here. This is happening over here, or whatever. And I'll draw it. And that really helps. And then sometimes, like, when I'm writing, I will literally be like acting it out and like, okay, his hand is going to go here. Like, what are the logistics of this scene? But I think the most important thing for me is like, let's describe what's happening, but let's also make sure that we put in here those emotional beats, and finding that good back and forth between what's happening in your character's mind versus what's happening around them is super, super helpful in ramping up the tension. Yeah, I'm a big overwriter. It's easier to cut unnecessary bits than go back and add. Yeah, I think it really just has to do with how you personally are. You could overwrite, you could underwrite. Sometimes in my action scenes, I will massively underwrite certain pieces of it, like the emotions won't be there, but every little movement will be overwritten. So it's a dance of like adding things in, but then erasing other things. I don't know. Yay. My bestie and I had our monthly writing meeting and it was so fun. I love to hear that. Hello, Isa. I've heard that several planets in retrograde. Yep. Our rough draft diaries make me itch to get back into writing, but only get maybe 2 to 4 hours daily to get anything done. And it's usually filled with housework and cooking. Kelly, you're just in that phase of life with a little one. It's hard. I know it's hard. But if you take the stress off, and you just think, if it's 30 minutes a week, that's still something, right? And not put a lot of pressure on yourself. Just daydream the story. Takes her shopping basket off to Kindle. Thank you, Jess. Rebecca K. Sampson has a brand new book out today called A Courting of Kingdoms. Congratulations on your new release. I need to go post about that on Instagram. I was going to do it earlier, but my phone was dead, which is, I feel like, par for the course for today's Mercury retrograde stuff. It's not dead, it's just not charged. I think you have to see the northern lights through your phone. I don't think that's true everywhere, but I don't know. It's got to be 80 here. Yeah, it's 80 here in Texas too. The more south you go. I got sick super fast after a hurricane last year. Oh my goodness. Germs travel slower in cooler air, so germs linger around. Jennifer, is that true? I did not know that. Interesting. I will continue blaming the weather. I know I'm behind on chat. I'm interested in hosting, would love someone to hold my hand through it a few times. We will happily do that. We will happily do that. I fell off to posting regular to my channel, but I'd love to host. We're going to have so many great hosts. I love it. We particularly would also love to have, we would love to have people from like Australia, New Zealand, Europe, so that we have some people hosting in not always non-American times. So you don't have to have a big channel to do sprints. I may have to check out the application. No, you do not. You do not. Don't tell us yet. No spoilers. Okay, no spoilers. Hopefully I didn't spoil anything. Could be Brim, could not be Brim. I did not say Brim. You might be surprised of what you find on Monday. The sun plays a role too. At least I noticed it where I am. Winter means less sun, which in turn less vitamin D. That is true too. Looking forward to more on Brim. Oh no, what did I say? Oh, I cannot wait to get more of Slate's backstory. It's coming. Oh my gosh, how far behind am I on chat? It's not spoiler because we don't know the why. Yeah, exactly. Thanks for answering the question about writing sprints. I definitely want to try it. Slate started out a villain, but he's really a hero. I mean, I think sometimes I can't talk about it. I'll talk about it later. I'll talk about it after Wednesday. I'm just rely on my brain for getting this. Yeah, it's fine. Surprises are the best. Can you bring Sarah some nibbles? I know he's not even home. So I am running this fundraiser for Andrew's 8th grade class trip. So every year the 8th graders at our school where the kids go to school do a big trip to Washington, D.C. in the spring. And last year, multiple kids didn't go on the trip because nobody helped fundraise and they couldn't afford to go. And I was like, this year we will make sure every child can go. We're going to find a way to pay for it. So I have spearheaded the fundraising in all my spare time. And George is like, why did you agree to do this? Because we just, it's just more stuff. But anyway, we're doing a popcorn fundraiser and a donation drive this weekend. And so I have George passing out with some of the 8th grade kids right now in the car rider line, passing out flyers with QR codes for people to buy popcorn. And I'm just praying that when I get off this live stream, we've got orders rolling in, please. Hopefully. Oh, Red City by Marie Lu. Is that her new one, Janine? Third person present. So if that's her new one, that is her first adult book, I believe. What genre exactly is that? Is that fantasy? We shall see. I'm pretty sure she's not posted the how to set up a virtual retreat. Yeah, it's there today. It's there today. My son did a really cool second person present tense story once. I thought it was super interesting. Yeah, it is really interesting. And I was just watching, one of my favorite booktubers is Throne of Pages. If anybody here follows Bella, put a fist bump in the comments. I just love her channel. If you want a fun booktube channel to watch, I love her. It's called Throne of Pages is her channel. She's so fun. But she just was reading something that was in second person present. Like you walk to the store and you see a door and you open it and it makes you the protagonist of the story, which is really interesting. But I don't think you can do that in every genre, right? You have to be careful, I think, where you do some of those things. Red, White, and Royal Blue is in third person present. Currently reading it again. Okay, so yeah, so that is an example of, I believe, an adult fantasy or dystopian. I don't know what Red City is. And then queer romance, contemporary romance. Are the main characters in books 2 through 5 the team? So we're going to be firmly grounded in Bex's POV, and over time we will add more POVs as we go. For your episodes, they're usually 3 to 5 scenes. Do you follow your full scene guide for each scene or treat each episode as a scene? I treat each episode as an episode. I'm trying to make each episode have that's not really a great answer, but like each episode needs to have that like reaction to what happened next, as well as rising action, some kind of new presented conflict or piece of information that continues to move forward. But it has slightly gone off the rails from what I originally planned for it to be. And so at this point, I am not planning out each little detail the way that I did at the beginning. And so it's just kind of like, okay, like, for example, yesterday or Wednesday's episode is way longer than I would have had it. That original scene between the 3 girls originally was in the previous episode, but I ran out of time to get it written well enough to add it in. So Monday's episode was super short, Wednesday's episode much longer. So we've kind of gone off the rails. But typically, yeah, 3 to 5 scenes is kind of normal. Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Another book I have not read, third person present tense. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to check it out. I have not read that one. Elsewhere by Gabrielle Zevin is third person present. It is third person present. Is it really? I have read that book, but I do not remember it being third person present. So he must have pulled me in enough for me to notice, to not notice, or it's such a long book that you live in that POV for so long. So here we have like Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is a standalone. Red, White, and Blue is a standalone. It is a standalone. Red City might be the beginning of a series, though. I'm not sure. I'm at 54K this month so far. Are you kidding me? That's incredible. So cool. If I remember correctly, my mom has used third person present in some chapters of her book, which use different tenses and POVs depending on the character. Yeah, I've seen that work really well, like in mysteries where the villain is slightly different. And I think you can really pull that up. Night Circus, another book I have not read. I'm so curious to find out how Brim knows Bex. No spoilers, but yes. I always preferred this summer's nanos, which if I remember were April and June, but basically just picking a good month for you was my favorite part. Yeah, I think nanos were April and July. And we will still be doing it in those months as well, just like Nano did, but you can do it any month you want. We have a lot of red and green and Tassie with ours. I don't know what that was. All the Light We Cannot See is third person, Night Circus. So many books I haven't ever picked up or read, but I don't always read a lot of standalone stuff. I'm going to Scotland for the first time next fall. I'm even more excited I may get to see the lights. That's going to be so fun. A Mirror of Shadows wasn't originally supposed to be 5 books. What was the moment you realized the story needed more books, and how did you navigate that as a writer? So, originally, again, this is so common for me at this point. It's just going to be hilarious. Is that I originally thought everything was going to be a trilogy. Like I knew, that I thought I knew for sure Eternal Sorrows is definitely a trilogy. I thought I knew for sure Beautiful Demons, Shadow Demons, Peachful High was going to be a trilogy. And I thought the same thing for this. I was like, oh, it's going to be a trilogy. Let's read it live, etc. But as I started taking the 12 episode idea and thinking through the proper, like, how do we get from here to connecting with the Shadow Demon saga proper, like the bigger series? I started to realize I think I'm going to need more. And there is still a possibility in terms of this that I'll get farther in this first book. Like this first book is way longer. I thought it was going to be about 36,000 words, and it's going to be closer to 55 to 60,000. And so that means book 2 will be bigger as well, because I'm probably not going to bring it down to less words. And so it may turn out that it does only need 3 books or 4 books, but I'm kind of the commitment that I'm going to make to it is just, it will be whatever it needs to be. And if that's 3 books, great. If it's 6 books, great, but it will be what it needs to be. And I just have to kind of keep following it. But the moment that I realized it is when I started, because I've learned so much over the years of how to write a series. And I just wanted with this to take all that knowledge from prior stuff and pull it into this series. Like, how can I build on what I've learned and try to improve and make it better? And so I thought I'm going to go ahead and plot out the main story arc that overarches the whole series. And so there was a moment somewhere around probably April or May this year where I was like, oh, this is going to need more than 3 books. And I think I know why. But in terms of how I navigated that is still not navigated. I'm navigating it on a daily basis. And sometimes I think that can be good to hear, even though it's like shameful to admit it when you're telling hundreds of people. But I definitely think that it's super helpful to know that a lot of writers don't know how they're going to navigate future books in the series. It's just, I have this broad strokes paintbrush of like, here's what will be the main point of book 2. And I already titled these books. So if the title has to change, the title has to change, but I kind of know the big twists of all 5 books. And so the only way that I'm navigating it now is just holding on to that vision, and then always every episode making sure, okay, am I planting seeds? Am I making sure these characters are true to who they'll become later? And then what needs to change? And I think that I'm not doing the best job every single day, but I'm hopeful that I'll figure it out as I go. And I trust myself to navigate it and figure it out. Gail says it's a bit off topic, but was George wearing a Firefly shirt a couple of videos back? It's nice to see fellow brown coats out in the wild. Yes, he was wearing his Serenity shirt. Thinking about being in certain seasons. Yeah, for sure. I'm not a writer yet. Love all your vlogs and videos. Thank you, Katrin. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. The hardest thing I've had to learn is it's okay to have the next chapter be like 2 weeks later in book time. Oh yes, Jen, that is such a good point. It's like you can, there can be a passage of time. We don't have to overwrite and show what's happening in every single week. We can say, okay, a lot of ways that you've seen that happen in some of the readings that I've done recently, where you just say, it'll be like for the next 2 weeks or for the past 2 weeks, he's been training us really hard, but we didn't see every detail of those 2 weeks because it wasn't necessary. Which video did you explain how to put a book cover on the Rough Draft Challenge website? I don't remember how you had the instructions. So if you're on the Rough Draft Challenge, there's a button that says need help, and that will lead you to the video and the timestamp. I built in some 0 days to my word count planning because real life doesn't quit. Yeah, exactly. And Vanessa, I can also post the most recent one. I think is just called like how to join the Rough Draft Challenge, and it should be in the chapters. But if you can't find it, tag me on Discord. I've gotten to 20,000 words, so I got myself a Switch too. Are you kidding? You have to let me know how you like it. Did you have original Switch 1? Because I'm like, do I need this? Do I need a Switch 2? I don't need a Switch 2. But holding it in my hand, the screen is so much bigger that there's a part of me that's like, if I sold my Switch 1, I would get enough money back to like cover part of the Switch 2. Someone talked me out of it. It's amazing. Scotland's amazing. Did you add any of George's attributes to your character's love interests? No, I don't really think of it that way. I feel like all of my characters have more of me in it than anyone else I know. Like all of my heroines are me to a degree, some piece or aspect of me, but I never really think of it in terms of the heroes. I might be unintentionally doing it just because this is what I love about him. So maybe it feels like my character would love that. I'm trying to think maybe Fairhope would be the closest to something that I might have pulled someone through, but I haven't done anything specifically. It's a good question though. That is what 2025 is all about. It has been about that for me. I'm sorry, I'm so behind. I'm like 30 minutes behind on chat. Okay, let me keep moving forward. Do you have any actors you'd love to see play any of your characters? Do you have a dream actor for Harper or Jackson? If you search back on this channel from previous spooktaculars, I have done like casting stuff, but I feel like if it's like, I don't know, 5 years ago when I did that, all those people are getting too old. I kind of feel like the best dream actor is going to be somebody who's undiscovered. And it was so funny because once we saw some article about like the hot young new guy on the scene, like famous actor, and George was like, someday your series is going to be the guy that plays Jackson who was undiscovered is going to be like the next teen heartthrob. I was like, how fun would that be? That would be super, super fun. Oh, walking through cemeteries for names is an interesting idea. Third person present, Black Rose by Arlo Z. Graves has been well received. It's Western dark fantasy, and the narrative style adds to the unsettling vibes. Yeah, see, I think that's kind of the biggest point is I wouldn't do it just to be like randomly I want to be different, but if it adds to the tone, right? It adds to the overall vibes of the story, and so if it fits, it fits. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so far behind. I didn't realize it looks like it's only like a few comments, but then I looked at the timestamps. Okay, I'm going to try to go faster. It's been a while since we've done just like a regular coffee chat. So, so M. Winkler says, for anybody who knows numerology, repeating numbers like 1111, but what about mirror numbers like 616303? I don't know anything about that. Do you still use Notion? I was revamping mine to add a series Bible, but I'm not sure how much I'll end up using it. I'm more of a pen and paper gal. Michelle, we could talk about this for the remaining 10 minutes because I have not been using Notion since Renee left because we were using that a lot in our business, and my new VA uses Asana. But I also feel like in 2026, I've got to streamline the planners that I'm using because I'm having too much guilt over not using my stuff, but I also don't have time to do all the things. And so I've just got to streamline, and it's making me sad. And I'm having a really hard time deciding how I want to do it in a way that feels good. And I keep coming back to using Notion as a sort of personal goals space, not as, I don't think I want to use it for business, but I want to use it for like health, exercise, tracking books that I'm reading, just like the fun stuff that I'm doing, but I haven't fully decided because I think that the problem with Notion, first of all, is that there are so many things you can do with it, but it's like this big sandbox that you could really just end up spending months in the setup and then not actually using it in a functional way. So I don't know yet, but I do think originally I didn't use it as a series Bible because they had a terrible search function, but it's much, much better now. So it might be good to use that for that purpose. Oh my gosh, I thought I was the only one feeling like I'm being confronting with my limiting patterns and struggling to break free. You are not alone. You are not alone. For someone who pulls names from a book, you're killing it. Rebecca/Bex means to bind or ensnare. I love that. Yeah, maybe it's intuitive in some way, that I did not know. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm gonna have to just like, moving forward. I was watching your old plotting videos. I don't think there's anything to top yourself on since your method has evolved. Either way, it will be great. Thank you, Bran. That means a lot. Would be cool to have. Yes, Jen, I agree with this. So I've been looking at some of those booktubers that I love and wanting to add in some fun videos for this second half of Rough Draft Diaries, like spinning wheel chooses or swapping my screen time for writing time. And I think a 24-hour write-a-thon instead of like a lot of booktubers will do 24-hour readathons, but I don't think I can write for 24 hours. I know a lot of times they will actually stop and sleep as well and then restart the timer because like we don't need to put ourselves in a bad place like mentally. I will still need sleep. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. And even if I was, I needed more sleep back then too. But I don't think I could write for full 24 hours, but I think I could do like a daisy chain, be like, let me write for 2 hours, then let me read for a couple of hours, and then let me go for a walk or get on the treadmill and like kind of do a 24-hour write-a-thon that includes some other things that are refilling the well as I go. That would be super fun. I'd love a 24-hour write-a-thon. Maybe we should do it. As cranky as Brim is, he's one of my favorite characters. Thank you for that. I think I missed it, but is there a sign up street? No, you didn't miss it. It's not up yet. It's coming. I'm hoping to put it together this weekend. I will let you guys know as soon as I can. Popcorn, one of my favorite foods. Oh my gosh. There's my baby girl. She's here. Advice on how to improve your prose. What's up? Did you have a good day?
Yeah, I had to fully in your closet. Not fully in your closet. The lights were off, so I couldn't even see.
Do you hear
anything.
this, child? Oh, she found out that I've got Christmas presents in my closet, and she says, "Oh gosh, Mom, I accidentally had to go in your closet
because your
look at my nails." Isn't that so cute?
Because your shoes. Daddy told me to put your shoes in the closet. So, but I couldn't see anything. So.
Oh, I know you don't want us directly donating since it would dox your family, but would we be able to tip on your channel and you make the donations on behalf? Like, honestly, just the thought means the world to me. There's no need to tip or do anything like that, but it really does mean a lot. We're going to make sure that these kids get what they need, but yeah. Red City is very adult fantasy. Okay, I need to read this book. I love Marie Lu. Do you have an online presence for the fundraiser? The problem is, and the fundraiser is shippable, but if I share the link, then you'll know where my kids go to school. And although I'm sure most of you would never do anything to, probably people can still figure it out. I probably will not put a direct link to that, but thank you guys so much for being willing to do it. Second person spicy romance would be weird. I mean, but maybe interesting too. So never know. Red City takes place in an alternate LA. Janine, you're convincing me to read this book. Have you read it? I know it just recently came out, right? I ordered the graphs paper you recommended. I'm so glad. Interactive fiction is generally written. Oh, like the choose your own adventure stuff. That is a good point. Yeah, very cool. Okay. 12 months, Kate, a longtime fan, quietly watching every video. I love your content. Thank you, Kate. Okay. I'm so far behind. We're good. This is so fun though. Isn't this fun? I feel like as much as I love the readings too, it is fun to just get to chat to you guys too. I had a hard time getting into Addie LaRue and DNF'd it. I wonder if that might have been part of it. It probably was, Jacqueline. I hear nothing but that is like the best, one of the best books ever written. But I also, I just don't read as much as I want to, and I need to. It is a source of great sadness for me. Jess, Jossie Corinne, what are your tips for getting more reading in? You'll have to let us know. Who here reads more than 50 books a year? Which is not a competition or a judgment. I'm just curious about our readers here. It's basically exactly the same as the 90s. Choose your own adventure books, but it's usually online, something like Wayhaven Chronicles or the Night Market. Very cool. Yeah, that's so interesting. That I didn't know that either. But sometimes you may, it's like if a book can pull you in enough, maybe you wouldn't notice because you're just so in it, you know? Sarah trilogy is like a baker's dozen. It's shameful at this point. Question about the RDC website. I tried to find it, but couldn't. Is there a way to remove old projects? There is not. There's not a way to remove old projects at this time, but we can all ping George and say, can you please add this? He is willing to make improvements. But yes, no. I started with Eternal Sorrows because I thought it was a complete trilogy, fell in love, and now I'm so happy there will be more than I'm so glad that you said that and not like I'm so mad. My biggest hope is to be able to write next year, to be able to finish all 5 of these books and Shadow Demons 12 and the final Eternal Sorrows. Is that completely wild? Potentially. Have some of these books been on my to-do list for 5 years? Yes. But we're going to keep going. We're going to keep trying. A Throne of Terror? Maybe. I'll tell you soon. You'll find out next week. I missed the Firefly shirt. Yeah, I think it was in the days 11 and 12 vlog. Thank you, Kayla. Gifted a membership to somebody lucky to join us. Thrilled I'm finally catching you live. I'd love to host sprints. I'm based in South Africa. Perfect. Dorothy, that's so wonderful. We would love to have you there. Yes, I have a Switch one, but you're right. The screen is bigger and better. I want to know, Steph, keep us updated over time if it feels too heavy in your hands or if you're just mostly using it as a console, like with your main computer. I want to know all the things. Caught yet another virus. Oh no, not with lupus. I had to walk away from the RDC and rest. I'm so sorry. Chronic health conditions, be gone. I wish I could just like wave a wand and cure all of that. Not all of the Switch 1 games will work on Switch 2. That's your attempt at talking me out of it. Thank you for letting me know that, though. I don't know. I don't know which ones. Notion. Oh my gosh. I love Notion for a series Bible. I might need to re-look at it. When you get a new assistant, you send them a picture of your paper planner and have them set it up and you can just check the updates. Yeah, my best friend Kelly is an attorney and she just has a paper planner and she just texts pictures of her paper planner to her paralegal. Will you be doing a video detailing how to use the plotting wall a little bit more specifically? There probably are some videos like that, but I think they're specifically about how to use them in writing multiple POV. So I can certainly work on that. What is your experience using Google Docs? This is where it's like there's going to be a comment that somebody's going to be like, "You're so rude." I do not like Scrivener. I have a distaste for Scrivener, which is not to make anybody mad at me. Please don't come at me. But people have very strong opinions about Google Docs and they have very strong opinions about Scrivener. My experience is from 10 years ago, 10 years plus. And so you can't fully I can't give a good opinion on it as it is in 2025. All I can say is that I am the kind of person who needs to write on multiple devices. Like I was writing on one laptop, I was writing on a different laptop. Sometimes I'm writing on my tablet. Sometimes it's the Alpha Smart. Sometimes it's my phone in the grocery store line. Like I need to be able to write online. And so for me, the best choice was Google because when I was trying to write on like a Mac laptop versus a PC desktop. It kept rewriting over my words in the cloud, and I lost so much work. It broke my heart. So I was just like, plus then when I tried to compile just a printable doc, I couldn't figure it out. And it was just it was frustrating for me. It might be very different in 2025. But Scrivener made me sad and was too complex. Google Docs is so easy and fun, but there are some people that don't believe in Google and they think Google's stealing your stuff. So if that is you, you can do your own research on their terms of service and make your own decision. I will not try to convince you one way or another. But I love Google Docs. I have a passion for it. For my mafia romance, I have my main characters getting used to their new married life. In the setup, if the inciting incident is her getting kidnapped to be married, what kind of catalyst is appropriate? Okay, let me read it again. They're getting used to in the setup. So they're already okay. But they're already married. The inciting incident happens before. We have to talk more specifically, and we're running out of time. Bring it to Discord if you want, and I can help you. Oh my gosh, I did not even make it to the last 10 minutes. I use your plotting videos as they are. Thank you for that. But I want to make them better. Evie has so much to say always. Instead of physically write for 24 hours, break it up or just fill 24 hours of sprints. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, and just kind of mix it up. Advice on how to improve prose. Amanda, I don't think I can get into it. We don't have time, and I got to eat before the BCS breakdown. But hold that question for next week. We could talk about it next week. Okay. I just didn't make it. I didn't make it. I apologize. Grab your questions. Grab your questions and move forward. So, we just didn't make it. Too excited. I do love the tabs too. Okay. Well, I will see you in the BCS breakdown if you're in the BCS. If you are not in the BCS, I will see you on Monday for a Mirror of Shadows, or I will see you in the various heart breathings, comments, and things that are going on. I'm so sorry that I didn't get to all the questions, but this was so fun. I just love you guys so much. Every one of you. I'm so grateful that you're here. I might be bringing some food with me to eat while we're chatting. I opened this drink and did not even take a sip. So I'm going to go do that. And this is her natural state of being, is in my room playing with all my toys because I'm just a big kid. All right, you guys, I love you. Instead of couch, it's food. All right. I super love you guys. I will see BCS members coming up here in 15 minutes, 10 minutes or so. Couch. Otherwise, if you're on Discord and you had a question that I didn't answer, please go pop it into the Friday Q&A and we'll address it next week. All right, you guys, I love you. I will see you soon. Have a good weekend.